Welcome. This video is to prepare you for test 1-2 academic. So let's get ready and let's look at the questions. What do you need to know to be successful on your upcoming test? You have to know the classifying of number, the relationship of numbers. We have whole numbers, which can be integers, and which integers can become rational numbers. It says box each number that is categorized incorrectly and draw an arrow. So fractions and decimal need to be in the rational number classification. -7 is an integer, so it goes right here. And then 6 is a whole number, so it should be in here. So whole numbers are positive, 0 with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Integers can be positive or negative, but without decimals or fractions. And rational numbers are decimals and fractions. Complete the following statement. The absolute value of L. So what is L? 3. What's the absolute value of 3? 3. Remember, absolute value is how far it is from 0. What's the absolute value of F? Where's F? -8. What is the absolute value of -8? How far is it from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces, or 8 units. The opposite of G. What's the opposite of -6? 6, or +6. The absolute value of 3.5. How far is 3.5 from 0? 3.5 spaces. And the absolute value of -3.5. How far is -3.5? 3.5 spaces. So what's the absolute value of 17? 17. That's how far is it from 0. What's the opposite of -108? 108. The absolute value of both 40 and -40 is equivalent to 40. So because how far is 40 from 0? 40. How far is -40 from 0? 40. And what do you notice about absolute value? Absolute value is the distance from 0. It is always positive. Positive. Make sure you do not mix up opposite and absolute value from each other. Draw a number line model for 3 times -2. So it's 3 groups of -2. So I go to one jump of -2, another jump of -2, another jump of -2. Some students may write, where's my pen? Some students may write -2 right here, -2 right here, and -2 right there to show the relationship of 3 jumps or 3 groups of -2, and it's -6. Another way to do it is, what's 3 times 2? 6. The opposite is -6. Now let's solve these. So simplify each expression. That means just solve it. That's pretty much solve. So let's pretend you're a 3rd grader. Let's look at this. What's 2 times 4? 8. The opposite of 8 is -8. Here's another one. Parentheses mean multiply. What's 2 times 4? 8. The opposite of it is -8. What's 2 times 4? 8. The opposite of a negative is a positive. Positive 8. So 2 negatives, opposite of a negative is positive. And last but not least, 2 times 4 is 8. So these two are equivalent, these two are equivalent. Now you have all 4 operations. So the first one is division. This means divide. Because you might say, well, why? Like here is divide, just like this. It's written in the same form. 18 divided by -3. So what's 18 divided by 3? 6. But what's the opposite of it? -6. And number 10, you have 4 negatives, -4. Can I take away 5 negatives from this? Do I have enough to take away? No. I have to draw something called 0 pairs. I need to draw 5 0 pairs. Because if I take these 5 0 pairs, it's still -4. So -4, take away the -5. Do I have more negatives or positive? Positive. How many more positives do I have? 1 positive. 11. Multiply. 3 times 4 is 12. Opposite of a negative is a positive 12. And last but not least, I have 10 positive. And then you're going to add 3 negatives to the picture. Do I have more positive or more negative? Positive. How many more positives do I have? Well, all this cancels out, so I must have 7 more positive. And we have our last two word problem, 13 and 14. Mr. Gary purchased a new freezer. Before he can store food in it, the temperature must be cooled to negative 8 degrees. Da-da. The current temperature is 5 degrees. Da-da. How many degrees will the freezer need to drop before it cools to negative 8 degrees? So, how far is it from 5 to 0? 5 degrees. How far is negative 8 to 0? 8 degrees. So how far are they from each other? 13. It needs to drop 13 degrees. Another way to do it is mathematically 5 take away negative 8. So I start with 5 positive. Can I take 8 negatives from this? No, I need to do 0 pairs. So I draw 8 pairs of 0 pairs. I take away the negative 8. So 5 plus 8 is 13. And then last but not least, number 14, the temperature in Denver has been dropping 4 degrees each hour. So let me draw some clocks. How many degrees would the temperature have dropped after 5 hours? So the first hour it dropped 4. The next hour it dropped 4. The next hour it dropped 4. Then it dropped 4. Then it dropped 4. How many groups of negative 4s do you see here? 5. 5 groups of negative 4 is 20. Opposite of 20 is negative 20. So negative 20. Make sure when you bubble in the negative and a 2 and a 0. And that's it. Good luck on your upcoming test. 1-2.